This is from the book Raising Both Worlds. Raising Both Worlds. And I would like to thank everyone for the book sales. Since I started making these videos, they been consistent. So thank everybody. And the story I want to talk about today, people have questions. Some people ask me, they say, are you a medium? Are you a psychic? And some say, you a psychic, you a medium. Because I tell them things about their dead loved ones that nobody knew but them. And I probably been had this ability, but I never really push it. To me, it just was well, I can look at a picture and tell you about your dead loved ones. I'm talking to you, and your dead loved one just pop up in my head and go to talking. Like, I got a friend named Vanessa, and her son died. His name was Jason. And me and Vanessa, we talk a lot. Matter of fact, we call each other brother and sister. And we real close, real close. And me and her be talking, and about something off out the way in. And I say, Vanessa, Jason say, cook some of that spaghetti, spaghetti. And she say, oh my God, he loves spaghetti. Oh my God, you actually talking to my son? And I'm like, yes. You think it all a joke? You know what I mean? And then she say, I think you's a medium. I think you's a psychic. I got news for everyone. We all are. I have dreams that predict the future. For instance, I kept having dreams that I was on a little miniature golf course. But it was a plain junkyard. I mean, a junkyard of planes. And me and the guy were talking. And he said, yeah, the first thing you got to do is clean these planes up. You probably can get some money for them. If you can find a junkyard or something that will pay you top dollar, for the metal. And I thought nothing of it. And at the time, I was working for the tree company, and we were on A1A, and I was the stick man. What the stick man do when a limb get caught in a power lines, the stick man got to get the limb out, right? And I choose that job because I thought that I could have a natural death, because I was tired of discrimination in the golf industry. And I seen a guy with a stick one day and electricity was flying around the head. So I got a job being a stick man. And we were on A1A, and it was a limb stuck in the tree. And I'm stuck in the power line, and I'm just trying to get that limb. The cars going by, they all stopped. Right? Looking at it, because they never seen nothing like that before, because I had electricity flying all down my head, all around the stick, and I got the limb, and when I finished, some of my workers say, hey man, a guy want to see you. He say, y'all went to the same college. I say, me? They say, yeah, he over there parked on the side of the man want to see you. So I went over there, and it was a guy named Bill. And he grabbed me and went to shaking me. He said, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do. It ain't your fault. It ain't your fault. It's racism. He said, you probably one of the best superintendents in the world, but you can't control them being racist. Don't kill yourself, son. Don't do it. I know what you're trying to do, David. And I'm going to 2 places today, and they need superintendents. And I'm going to call you at 4 o'clock, And you pick which ones you want to go to. But don't kill yourself. It ain't worth it, son. It's not your fault. Everywhere you go, you bring them from a rundown golf course to one of the top golf courses in the area. Can't nobody else do that, and you do it within 3 months. Everywhere you go, within 3 to 6 months. Don't kill yourself, son. I know what you're trying to do. You don't supposed to be a lumberjack. If you're going to be a lumberjack with our degree, we supposed to be over the whole company, not one of the workers. You got electricity flying all through your head, all around you. I know what you're trying to do. And I couldn't say nothing to the Bill, because he's my mentor. He the one carrying me along in the industry. When I was raw, when I just got started. So he called me at 4 o'clock, talked to me about 2 jobs, and I chose one. Right, set up an interview the next day. Why did I go there? And it was the guy who was in a dream who telling me to get rid of the airplanes. And I'm like, who am I? So me and the guy rode around and stuff, and it was a miniature golf course. And they had the grass yet, it just was the dirt, they had to shape it, and they needed me to grow it in. And I did such a good job. They put me over the whole little, it was a whole miniature RV city, RV resort. And I told the guy about the dream. And I never saw that guy before until that dream, which was like a week apart. But I know something good was going to happen, because a couple of days before, my mama was cooking me a seafood feast on the beach. And my mama would turn her back and flip. Back would flip. And I said, Mama, your leg back. Because they had them cut a leg off. And she said, ain't no handicap in heaven, baby. But she was turning and flip, cooking me a seafood feast. And I know when that happens, something good about to happen. Well, it did. The guy hired me. And I still couldn't figure out, how did I dream about a man I never saw before? And a place I never saw before, because this place didn't even exist. It was just being built. You know what I mean? And I saw it in the dream. So me and the guy became best of friends. He the general manager. I'm they call superintendent, but really it's the park ranger. I'm over the whole park. Electricity, sewage, all the power line, circuit breakers, power boxes, clubhouse, all the pools, Olympic pools, spas. I'm over everything. You know what I mean? I'm responsible for it. So we became close. And then one day, I kept having dreams of soldiers at the airport. All the airports had soldiers. I had a dream that we were being attacked. And my boss, he fought in Vietnam, and I think one of the World Wars, he was a pilot. Maybe World War II, I don't remember, but he fought in 2 wars, right? And he say, oh, that's never gonna happen. Can't no country penetrate our homeland security. That ain't never gonna happen. That ain't this, that ain't that. Can't nobody do that. So I say, boss ain't lying, man. I keep having dreams that when we go to airport, army men are everywhere. At every airport, boss, they got army men. Oh, that'll never happen. They can't afford that. Can't nobody afford that. Who's gonna pay for it? Oh, man, you having crazy dreams. Then September 11th, I was ordering pool parts. We had to get out of New York. I was ordering pool parts for the computerized system we got. We had very computerized system that it's hard for anybody to take care of it. But I started when we start putting them things in. I had to get them all past inspection, so I had to learn it. But I'm ordering pool parts, and I can't get through to New York. I can't get through to New York. My boss come, the general manager. We got to get them parts. We got an inspection. We got an inspection. So and so, so and so. In a couple of days, we got to get them parts in, and we'll pay anything for them to be shipped express. Keep calling them. So finally, somebody pick up the phone. And I say, hey man, we got inspection in 2 or 3 days, man, and I need the acid computer filter. I need the chlorine injector. And the man say, hey man, they're gonna have to wait. We've been in tight. I hung up the phone. My boss come back in the office and he looked like he saw a ghost. And I say, boss, I just called the man about the filter. They can't do nothing, boss. They said they been in tight. And he said, I know. They just dropped the Twin Towers. I say, what? He say, how did you know this was going to happen? Because you've been talking about this for 2 weeks. I say, I don't know, boss. I had dreams and they predict the future. And I don't know. And he say, damn the inspection. We got to find out who attacking us, right? So he left. And the whole job was shocked. Because I told everybody about that dream. All my workers and everybody. Now some of them scared. You know, some of the people who live out there. Because they wondering, how did he know that was going to happen? And then they went to, after they find out what happened, you know, they went to questioning me, was I with the terrorists? You know, was with Bin Laden now? And I say, why? They say Dave Graham said, one time he bet you some money that you can't make a bomb under 1 minute. And he said, you made a bomb. And it scared the hell out of everybody. It was so loud. I said, but what that got to do with it? Are you with Bin Laden and the terrorists? Hell no. I'm not with them. I'm a chemical specialist. That means chemicals. You know, I can make anything what a pharmacy make. Or any kind of chemical person. You know what I mean? He said, well, we just wanted to know. But I still was having dreams about soldiers surrounding the airport. And I told my boss, this ain't over with yet. He said, why? I said, man, I'm still having dreams about soldiers at every airport in America. He said, that never gonna happen, son. I done fought in 2 wars. And I'm a pilot. Can't nobody afford that. Do you know how much it's gonna cost if you put a soldier around every airport? And I say, I don't know, boss, but my dreams don't lie. Next thing we know, my boss walked in one day and he looked like he saw a ghost. He said, who are you? I said, I'm David. He said, no, who are you? At first you predicted we were going to bed tight. Then you predicted it's going to be soldiers around all the airport. He said, well, now it's soldiers around all the airports. Oh boy, I don't know about this here. I don't even know how they're going to pay for it. I said, they ain't going to pay for it. We going to pay for it. And again, we all have that ability. But it's too much noise. And we too busy to focus on it. Like when I was young, I ain't had no bills, no nothing, I ain't had to worry about going to no work or nothing. You know, no, not a real job, but more yard. But I would relax. The noise was low. Now with all the electronics nowadays, you know, it's just noise. And with the electronics, you think you can't hear them. But it noise. It noise. Even when no one there, it noise. You have to go somewhere where there ain't no cell phone towers or no electronics, like a cabin in the woods on the little island or somewhere isolated, and you can hear yourself think, and your psychic abilities will start coming through again. Vivid dreams and all kind of things. But the dream world is real, and I was told that by an angel. Thank you, and God bless.